Thank you so much for taking the time to join us today here at Catalyst. The first thing I want to know is, well, who you are, what you look after, but give us a little bit more that you can get from a LinkedIn profile.
So my name is Rebecca Robinson. So I'm the Chief Risk and Compliance Officer at a startup called Tonora. So Tonora are a risk management platform. Given the nature of a startup, I suppose something you wouldn't get necessarily from my LinkedIn is, I still don't know what my job is. You're doing something new every single day. You're wearing so many different hats, everything's always changing. It's extremely exciting, challenging, but in a positive way.
And how do you take your tea?
Okay, so controversial, don't judge me, but I always put the milk in first. Then the tea bag.
Regular milk, dairy milk?
Regular milk, dairy milk. So milk in first, then the tea bag, then slowly pour in the water. Allow a few minutes, sometimes if I'm in a rush, maybe also awful, I have it so milky, which probably isn't great. Sometimes take out in 20 seconds, but I mix it up, sometimes a few minutes, and it's perfect, it's good to go.
Good, but you've got a technique down.
The technique is down, the milk always has to go in first, which I feel like everyone hates, but I love it.
No, but you have a technique in that. That is the brain of a compliance person.
Thank you.
With regard to some of the sessions, obviously we had a fantastic session, for example, from Lord Holmes earlier today, but what's been your biggest takeaway from the event so far?
That's a really good question. I would say my biggest takeaway has probably been the importance of AI. So I think probably until the last year or so, it's always been such a massive buzzword, and people have almost been afraid just because they don't quite understand what it means and just how much of an impact it can have. So I think for me, the biggest takeaway is not to be afraid, but to make sure that you jump on that bandwagon, that you're using AI as and where you can, and making sure that you're keeping up to pace, because at the end of the day, there are so many financial crime organisations out there that are relying on AI. I went to an event the other day and I honestly couldn't believe just how much they generate from the use of, well, they invest such a small amount in AI as a solution, and the underlying return of investment from then, obviously, when they commit the illicit behaviour is insane. So if we're not using AI to keep up to pace with the criminals, then how are we meant to fight them?
Right, now you are obviously a customer of ComplyAdvantage.
We are.
What do you like best about working with ComplyAdvantage?
So this is actually a very easy question, I think. So for me, it's definitely the people. So again, going back to me and Tonora, we're very much a startup, so we've started from scratch. So we're in a really exciting position where we have the ability to go out there and understand all the new vendors that are out there. But for us, it's not just about the solution and the technology. So obviously, it goes without saying, ComplyAdvantage is fantastic. The solution is amazing, especially with the AI modules. But for us, the people sold it to us. They're such a fantastic group of people to work with. We have more of a partnership, so for me that's so important. When you go out and you do that vendor selection process, it's not just the solution you're looking for, it is that partner that you want to work with. And I think it can be, again, challenging in a startup where you are working quite a silo and there's only a few of us. So being able to work with Comply, who work as a team and we feel part of that team, has been so important. They've challenged me and made me think of ways that I wouldn't have done perhaps previously. So working in collaboration and having that human insight is so valuable, because at the end of the day, you can go, you can choose a solution. Yes, it can be AI focused, but at the end of the day, AI isn't going to replace a relationship you can build. So people's everything, and Comply are great.
Looking to the future, what would you say is your big, bold prediction for the future of financial crime and preventing financial crime?
The future is all about changing the culture and the shift and the mindset that surrounds financial crime and compliance. So a lot of the time when people hear compliance, they hear financial crime, they immediately switch off. So I think that shift is coming, and we're almost at that pivotal point now where compliance isn't seen as just an overhead, it's more seen as a strategic driver. So that's something I'm really keen in implementing at Tonora, working alongside ComplyAdvantage as well, where it's so important, especially the clients you're surrounded with, and the amount of education at the moment surrounding fraud and the financial crime space. People are so aware of everything that's going on, and when you want to onboard and win a client, they really need to know that they can trust you. So having the ability to invest in your financial crime framework should be used as a selling point. At the end of the day, people are looking to onboard you and they want to see that element of trust. Yes, they care about innovation, but also it's so important they see that you operate off of a system of integrity, essentially. So that's where I see us going. It's not just going to be a tick boxing exercise, we're going to be driving revenue as well.